question too. Like,
I mean,
I feel like the projects had an influence on them heavily.
Big time. And I never said that the projects didn't help, because it did help me get on my feet to get where I'm at now. But it also ruined my life, because all I did was bring my kids down here, try to go to work to get myself out of here, and they was just trying to live. And my girls even went to experience, they got jumped, they started getting jumped on and stuff. So it's just like people, I don't know how to say, I don't want to say, just people's mentality down here is messed up. And they used to always say, y'all don't belong down here. Well, okay,
our decisions we make is important. Yeah, every decision. I mean, if we can get a piece of paper and write, I'm 40. If I can write all the decisions I made at 40, I know it's going to be like 20 that's what's messed up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got to tell our kids, like, your decision is important. See, they don't know that. Your decision is important. It costs, it's life or death. That's what decisions do. Because you can do something, make a decision to do something, and not walk back the other direction.
Change your whole life.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't got to be dead. You could be alive and got to live this decision.
Straight up.
Yeah, one day can change your whole life. One day. One day I went to work and had normal family. Next day my son was gone for life. So
for life.
So we have a lot of systemic issues in here, which means just just the system put us in place to struggle like this. Like when you mentioned the you're not able to be a business owner on a CMHA lease, and in Central there's 100% residents out of 100%, only 12% are homeowners. So that means only 12% qualify to be owners. The other 88% don't qualify to be owners. And then we have 60% of the people in the community don't have transportation. So without having Dave's as a grocery store, where are they going to shop? As you said, 50% make less than $10,000 a year in this community. So do you think with chances of raising your son in another community like Parma, North Olmsted, somewhere in that time, do you think that this would be the same thing? Do you think that the community plays a big part because of the systemic issues?
I think Palmer and them got their ways. I lived in Cleveland. I'ma say before the project, I lived on 116th. It wasn't no different. They was fighting with 115th. It ain't no different. It's just we not telling the kids the truth. We ain't telling them it's about to be hard. We making it easy for them. See, my kids used to be mad. Why I can't get them shoes? Because that ain't what God said you need. You need some shoes to go to school, but you don't need them Jordans. I can't afford them. So you gonna get what you need. Period. So when they came home upset about, because they got it, you ain't getting it because I don't got it. And when I do get it, I'm giving it to the best one that's doing the best. I'm not going to give it to the person that got me going to the juvenile every 5 days. You know what I'm saying? Right. But they still, you got mothers like congratulating this.
True.
It's too much. We can't congratulate something that's tearing our community away.
And I'm not going to say, I can honestly say, to me, I don't want to say, okay, the projects it's a good place to live when you're trying to get yourself to a different
level.
Yeah, another level. Unfortunately, families on top of generation on top of generation be raised down here instead of learn. Like when I got my girls out of here after that stuff happened to my son, they were mad because they didn't want to leave their friends because it was like a mentality. But it was like, I'm like, but look what just happened to your brother. And they're like, yeah, but what about our friends? But a month later, they were so happy. It was the best decision I ever could have made to get them out of here. Now, one is a postal worker, and one is she's in school for nursing, and they're doing really good, and their lives is different. And I can honestly say that it was times that I used to be mad because I used to see, like she said, people having all this stuff, and then the kids want what everybody got. And unfortunately, this is my opinion, I watch a lot of people down here, and not saying that they shouldn't, but they might even have a car. They might not have regular stuff, but they'll have a $700, $1,000 cell phone, you know what I'm saying, or Jordans, or $300 shoes and stuff, and then it just makes the kids want sometimes what they can't have, and everybody is just.
That's when they come back to.
They come back around and like they want what everybody wants, and you can't, peer pressure.
Right. No, you can't get no LA gear.
Who even have it can't even afford it.
Exactly.
Really. Right.
They don't. They doing it. Because they grew up making sure everybody see them fashionable.
Exactly.
If you not fashionable, I know, it's so crazy. Like, some of these mothers don't really know how to put up a meal. Noodles and chicken tenders is really all that fucking kids eat. Unless they going to a gathering where grandma or Auntie A done made pie and greens and macaroni and cheese. You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing. You know?
Yeah, they're not talking.
A 21-year-old don't even know how to make spaghetti. You know what I'm saying?
My granddaughter.
Home ec, music out of school, music. What? I love music.
Questions and just elaborate on the topics that we've been going. So we're gonna start with Brother Muhammad.
It haven't changed. You know, it's a consistent process, and it's mainly because we haven't properly been educated. You know, we go to school and get educated in a system that program us to continue to follow the process that we've been in for the last 400 years. That we constantly doing the same thing to each other over and over again. It don't make no difference where you go. It's a project. It's not the projects. It's a project mentality that they put us all in. And what we do is we clash against each other, not knowing that the root of it is what's internally been programmed. So we don't even look at the fact that, you know, the brain is a recorder. It's a transmitter and a receiver. So we have things that's been transmitted that we have received that we didn't even know we was getting. That was against our nature. And now it's manifesting in the black community where we have turned on each other because that's the way we've been programmed. It's not easy to stop smoking crack. It's not easy to stop smoking weed. It has become addiction because it's been habitually fed to us, and we've been doing it for a long period of time. So we got a mindset that we don't even know we have. We think that the people that we're walking around and seeing, hey, Jay, what's happening, baby? That's who he is. But that's not who he is. That's what he's been made based on circumstances in the community that he's been brought up in the system that we've been brought up in. And until we understand that we haven't properly been educated, because if you ask the average black person, what do it mean to be educated? What do the word education mean? We think it means going to a greater college, getting a greater degree. Well, the person that got a degree at a higher institution, if it's a female, and we call down in the hood, the young lady that's down there, she a hoe, or whatever. But the one that's up in the college in the top grade and come out, she's a hoe. She's just doing hers on another level. So the brother that's down in the hood hustling and shooting and banging and whatnot, they hustling and banging from a whole different perspective on different levels. The basis of it is education. The word educate means to bring out. E is a prefix, means out of. Duck means to lead. So education is not so much what you put in the person, it's what you bring out of the person based on what you put in. So if you put in me shooting craps and gang banging and selling drugs, that's what you're going to get out of him. Shorty in the house watching his father come in the house hustling every night, got blood on it from somebody he just shot, and he see that. So what he see is getting programmed. So when he get older, he don't want to be no doctor. He want to be what his father is, because that's what he seen his father do. So we be fighting against each other, not knowing it's not us. It's the system that we've been programmed with that make us to what we are. So now we in a constant fight against each other trying to bring solution. So we say the Arabs in the community, they ain't making it no better. Well, leadership on our part ain't made it no better because they sold out a long time ago for the money, for the biscuit that they got behind closed doors. So now they left the community where we're cannibalistic, where we're killing each other, eating each other's flesh, not understanding the fact that that's your brother, man. He might come from a different mother, but he comes from the same essence that you come from. You know, I've been going to the juvenile, I'm going to cut it short. I've been going to the juvenile for the last 25 years, talking to the young men and young women in the juvenile detention center. They don't have no clue who they are. When you ask a black person, who are you? They give you their name. They don't know who they are by their nature. They don't know their name is just how I identify you. But who are you by your nature? You take a lion and you bring it up as a cub. You can make it whatever you want to. You can make him become a pussycat. He won't know how to roar because he ain't been around his mother and father because you stole him away from them. So that's what happened to us. We were stolen from our source. So now we walking around and thinking, Lil J is my name, Lil Kim is my name. You know, I got to walk with this swag. I got to do this here and that and the other. And not knowing that you ain't being yourself, man. But how is somebody going to tell you that when they ain't being themselves? Because they don't know. The average black person don't know who they are. So we've been fed self-hatred. And the self-hatred is where we fight and killing one another because we don't even know we've been fed. So how you going to wake up a people that expect them to do better when they ain't been trained better? So we fight and say, well, he's supposed to be doing better because he's so-and-so. Well, he live over here. Brother, he been eating the same food you've been eating. He got the same mentality you got. He don't even see it. That's why we clash. And when somebody come into the community, they look like they trying to do a little better, we automatically aim at them and say, that nigga think he better than I am. So we got to pull him into the mix because I'm trifling, I got to make him trifling. If he's trying to be better, I don't want to be better because I don't know how to shine. Everybody got a special gift that the Creator gave us all. That I got a gift, you can't do the gift like I do, that He blessed me with. I can't do the one that you, so it won't cause envy because I can't do what you do. But guess what? I need you. Because a piano is no good with just one key. It needs all of the keys so we all can be harmonized and play the sounds that we want to make and make the compositions and music that we need to make. We have to get it in our head that Each one of us got a gift and a talent that's going to help get us up out of the community, but we got to learn how to extract it. Because if we don't learn how to extract it, then we leave us in the condition that we're in, and everybody walk past us. And we can't blame the Arabs that way. You the one that showed him how to hustle and get the game going. So now he just continuing what you taught him. The baby didn't know how to get cereal until he seen somebody that's a little older than him get the cereal. Come Saturday morning, you ain't got to tell a little 2-year-old to get that cereal. He pull a chair up, get it up to the cabinet, climb up there, you hear something say, bam, boom, boom, ah! But when you go in there, he's eating cereal. Because he's seen it. And it was programmed. We've been programmed for self-destruction. And until we realize that this system that we in do not classify us. Black people are classified as 3/5 of a human being. It's in the Constitution. We're not American citizens, even though we live in America. We don't understand that. You tell that stuff to us and we go over our head. Last thing I'm going to say. I was in a meeting one time, and a sister, she had lost her son. She came to the meeting. She hadn't been to no meetings before. So everybody sitting, she was talking. I said, excuse me, sister. I said, this your first time coming to me? She said, yeah, I lost my son. I said, why didn't you come when somebody else lost their son? She said, you know, I never thought. I said, see, because their son didn't mean anything to you. And it wasn't that you made it that way. It's because the system made it that way. And until you love your neighbor, love your brother as you love yourself, you will always see differences and say that that nigga did or he did or she did, or we constantly blaming it, not understanding that that was your brother, man, that died out there in them streets. And until you look at him as that, the killing is going to continue. Because the killing is what's happening to make us begin to start coming together. It ain't no other way doing it. Knowledge ain't doing it. Because we ain't even listening to that. The fast lane got us drawn into it, and we just running 100 miles an hour trying to get that next pair of Jordans. So the killing have to continue, because that's what God is using to make us wake up, to come into love and harmony with one another.
And it's true. Something he said is true. You notice that 90% of people, 80% of people do not think about God or a higher power or anything like that until somebody's dead or somebody's hurt real bad or somebody's raped or killed, and that's when everybody come together and say, oh God, we need to pray. So we need more prayer, we need more higher power, whatever people, some kind of something over other than us to understand that life is real and we need some guidance out here. It's sad.
Can I ask a question? Just on the basis of what Sister just said, because black folks ain't gonna talk about bringing God into the equation, because that's in our nature. But if you ask the black person, who is God? You can't tell. Is the God that we've been taught by the Caucasian the same God that's in the Bible? It's not. Then who is the God that we supposed to be serving? The Bible says this in the 82nd chapter of Psalm 6 verse. Check it for yourself. Ye, you are all gods. Small g, children of the Most High God. Capital G, you are God. And until we change the concept of our minds, we'll feed the children something opposite of their nature, not feeding them. Do you know who you really are? I know they don't know, because I talk to them every day when I go to the juvenile. I just got a call this morning. Mr. Muhammad, we need you. We got some young brothers in here requesting you, want to talk to you. They don't know who they are. Once you tell them who they are, now they got something to aim for. You can't just tell him, open up your business and do blase blase. Give him the right mindset. So now when he open up the business, he bring little Jay with him and tell him, look Jay, we've been hustling, we've been making some money. Now let's take that money that we've been hustling with it and turn it into something positive. And we're going to do this, that, and other. Now we're going to join little, what's the name on Twitter. When we get ours together, we're going to go on 30th, talk to the cat that's down in the gangs, that's the leader down there, and tell him, look here G, we done made this happen, blase blase. We want to join 30th phone with blase blase. Then we're going to go over to 40th, then we're going to blow it over here, then we're going to go to Longwood. And now you connecting everybody, verse with knowledge, not with money. Because the money ain't going to do but make me start envying you, because now you got a pair of shoes I ain't got. Exactly. But see, if we get the mindset right, I want you to make a come up, because I know your come up is mine. Not the God. We're not the God. We are a God.
Go ahead, man.
I just wanna, I gotta go because I got 2 young women waiting to get their hair finished. I just appreciate y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. And like I said, just let everybody know, good kids go bad, and then it's a lot of gifts. We just don't let them shine, and that's why I love you all, because you letting these kids shine. And music is the key. And I'm gonna tell my story one day, but music is the key to a lot of stuff, y'all. Right. Love y'all.
Yeah, you too.
Nice meeting you.
Cool, bro.
All right, go ahead.
Oh man, this is very powerful, man. My name is Lynn. I'm from Case Court. I'm born in Longwood and raised on Case. What I just heard from the ladies was a need to unify, to know that I know you. Because when we grew up in this community, everybody parent knew everybody. Like you can get a whooping from 40th and Central to 40th and Woodland, and you probably gonna get it. You can get chastised, you can get talked to, you had a door you can go knock on, you can get fed. In the black community, and especially this community, it's almost taught, don't play with them kids next door. People live next door to each other for years and don't know their next door neighbor name. They live in those hallways, what, 8 apartments in those hallways? They might know the person across the hall from. So somebody can get harmed in there. Children don't get along in the building because the parents is not getting along. Children don't have no exposure to nothing else but the parents not getting along. Or like you said, what they're recording, because the child absorbs what you show them. Indirectly, we show kids the most negative things. You would say you teaching your son the best thing, but as soon as you buy him a new outfit, you bring him on the block. And you're standing right there. And you show him off. So he absorbs the whole block mentality. Every time he come on the block, now he know his name. He know her name. He know who that is. And so now the recording, the processor, is not processing the right food. It's not. And then what I think needs to happen is when we was coming up down here, we had more exposure to other things, even though we were down here. We had more groups come down here. We had black power groups. We had what you guys are doing, free thinkers. We had those in the black nationalist groups that would expose you to some knowledge, some type of goal, something to achieve. I'm gonna be a black strong king. You a king, I'm a king. So from now on, you can't disrespect me, and I'm not gonna allow it. Nor does kings be disrespectful. So now I gotta change my mentality. So what we need to do now, because I hear women crying about ain't no men. Well, it's men, but it's women that fear it. It's a fear now because there's so much going on in the black community. In this community alone, I bet if it's 100 doors, 75 women live down here, right? I'm gonna just use this as a 20 of them got a boyfriend that live there, that's sneaking there. The other 45, 55 of them struggle. You know why? Because somebody told them, forget your helper. You don't need your helpmate that was created for you. This is how kids get lost. This is where I'm going. Forget your helpmate who was there for you to help you with all of your issues. All of them. Kids, financial, anything. I'm going to give you a check. I'm going to give you some housing. You can have a baby. I'm going to give you some WIC. I'm going to give you some clothing vouchers. All you got to do is say, I don't want no man in my house. So now your man is gone. So now he everywhere. Now he a cheater. Because see, now he can't even be with his woman. So now he over here. He over here. Now he ain't nothing by everybody who don't know what's going on.
Facts.
You don't know what's going on. You don't know why he ain't there. He tried that. They said you can't. She said you can't.
That's on the cemetery lease. You can't be
You
married.
can't be married. None of that. Okay? So now you got your son running around here in the projects trying to find somebody to look up to. He hanging at POC. There's some good stuff going in there, but the loud dudes that's in his school that he hear 80% of the day is with your child, with your youth. He's with you 10% of the day maybe, and the rest of the day he's asleep. So he's getting a whole lot of programming that's not showing him no substance. He's not getting no substance. He's being raised by his own youth. His peers is raising your child. What do they have to stand on? We dropped the ball. I'm 50. Women who lost. this is so raw because we was just talking last time about like farms, growing gardens in the neighborhood. We had gardens. Everybody mama helped. Everybody daddy helped. All the kids helped because we cared. From one chair to the next. We lost that. But we know what happened. But the thing is, today we got enough people who are trying to do something different. So if you got any strength, I'm asking dudes who run something, if you got any intelligence or any power, anybody that listen to you, if you don't want to do it, just tell them something else to do. Just say, man, look, you really ain't got to get in this, man. You know.
Hey, Walt, question. Okay, now your opinion. Where do you think black people in the neighborhood need to start as far as getting back on the right track?
In my opinion, where do we need to start? It has to start with unity. I feel like as us as elders, I'm 32 now. I feel like just providing them with the information, the educational process, because that's what we lack in the community. We do lack education. You know what I'm saying? For starters. And I ain't talking about science, science, English, or social studies. I'm talking about knowledge itself, where we come from.
Morals, principles, and values.
How to run a business, a 501c3. What is that? What is a 1099? You know what I'm saying? Like, we need that information. And I think the educational process is important because, like I said, we are emotionally driven. We're not fact driven. So we just instantly react off emotions, off the trauma in our life. That's in any black community, whether it's up the way, down the way. We didn't watch our best friends die. We didn't see our one of our parents go to the hospital, be diagnosed with diabetes. Now we don't want to go to the hospital. But you know why? Because it's emotional attachment. It's not facts. Like you said, like the lady said, we need to go to the doctor. Her dude died from a tooth. But we not going because we being diagnosed with something every time we go there. So we too emotionally driven, man. So if I go back to it, like I said, the educational process is where we need to start, and we need to educate our younger generations on who we are and opening businesses and just providing for ourselves. But if we don't know how to open a business, we never gonna do it.
Right.
So the education piece is
we definitely got to reprogram our minds though with some morals, principles, and values, because the morals and principles and values that we have today is the reason these communities are like this, not just down here. The morals, the principles, and the values have been lost. We was taught that. We didn't teach y'all that. We taught y'all the 10 crack commandments. Right. Y'all watched us like he said. Just like the little kid did the cereal scenario, same difference. So y'all didn't get to see us doing the stuff with grandma, going to help Miss Johnson, go pick her trash can up and drag it out. Don't let Mr. Brown, 60 years old, cut his grass. Y'all didn't see us. You know, you didn't get to see that down here, but you know what I'm talking about. So y'all didn't see us doing that. What y'all seen us doing is what y'all doing. And so what y'all passed down, not everybody. When I say this, I'm not saying everybody. You just include yourself. You know who I'm talking to. So now they lost. So the thing is to educate the ones you can educate. You can't keep fighting a blank battle. Absolutely. You can't keep fighting backwards. Absolutely. And the parents, if you got a child and he doing some of this stuff, would you please stop clapping and applauding him because he gave you $50 when he came in the house, or he bought you a trip to Florida? Come on. You're getting people killed out here with that. You're getting people killed just by glorifying your child's activities. He can't go home and get disciplined. Can't nobody out here disciplined. He only gonna listen to you. You gotta stop it. It's ridiculous, man. You just gotta stop it.
Communities helped each other. We got whoopings by the neighborhood. Now, I remember when we stayed down the way, I was saying something to one of my neighbor's kids, and she said, "Don't say nothing to my children. Don't teach them nothing." And I said, "You ain't never there. You ain't teaching them nothing." And she actually wanted to fight me because I was trying to discipline our kids. So like you said, we need community involvement when it comes to our children and caring and loving and showing some love to these kids. Because there's so many children that I brought in my home when I lived out here to feed them, to just have a safe place to go. Like they used to, when we moved, they said, "We hated you moved. We always loved to come to your house." Because it was always love and food and fun and laughter and not dealing with what's going on out here. So we need more of each other sticking together to take care of these children. It takes, like they said, it takes a village to raise a child, not just one parent or two, especially not one. But we need to help each other. And I raised my child right. He said I brought him down here and all hell just broke loose. But I don't know. I don't know what the reason. Nothing is an accident. They say, I don't know, but I was trying. I moved down here with 2 jobs, but just trying to get myself together and then get out, and it didn't happen that way. I didn't get out till I lost my baby. So then he played a part in somebody losing their baby. So unfortunately, I think the community does play a part because people are not sticking together and showing love to each other. Everybody, like you said, everybody's showing hate. Everybody's showing against each other. No, like he said, nobody's teaching the kids nothing better. It's like no fathers around, and sad to say, these kids are lost.
You know, I was talking to a brother. He played a great role, but he's a little older than most of us. He was a hustler, did a whole lot of different things in the streets. And it's funny that, you know, they realize the mistakes they made when they get older.
Of course.
You done lost all your youth now. And now you're turning your life around. It ain't never too late. But you also had glimpse in your mind saying that what you was doing was wrong. I know that because I used to hustle. And it used to come up in my mind and say, you know, you're doing wrong. You're out here killing your people out here in the streets. So we can't knock all of the bad unless they stay bad. Because the things that you go through in bad can be turned around. But don't wait until you get 90, 100 years old and then you start talking about changing. Because see, now you're asking why the streets the way they are. And if I tell you that you was one of the ones that played a part in making them the way they are. How these young people done got like this? You know, it was honor among thieves. Still was thieves. They were still stealing from somebody that didn't have nothing. So we haven't been educated as we know properly to be able to do what we need to do. So unity is a strong factor, but this system is going to snuff out anybody that stand up or try to come together to bring the unity because they know who we are. See, it ain't about them just doing it just to be doing it, or the system is just like this to be like this. You got to ask the question, why is this focal in the black community around the world? Why is it that the Caucasian is always cycled at keeping drugs and alcohol in the black community? You ain't even got to ask the question about it being an ass because they alcoholics and drunks and thugs and whatnot anyway. That's their nature. It was gangsters from number one. They're the one that taught it to us. And they now turn it on us and say, y'all are thugs. What if we was on the news and called white folks when they kill somebody, that crazy bastard? The black man ain't going to say that because he's too afraid of white folks to say it on the news. But they'll come out and say, it was a thug. And you know who they talking about. They talking about black folks. They always label us as being bad when they the ones that taught us and all we doing is just practicing their behavior.
And they worse than that.
And they worse. But if black folks will tell you, and y'all know this, they'll say, that even the news guys will say, we can't report the bad in the white community. We're taught to report the bad in the black community. See, it's a mentality that we've been locked into that to get out of it, some of us is going to have to die. And when you talk like that, black folks start running. Because see, we don't want to die. Not for the wrong thing. Not for the right thing, but we want to die for the wrong thing. So if you tell a brother that's in the street hustling, you know what, G, I seen the way you was getting that paper the other day and you pulled that pipe out and shot that nigga, you own it. You're like, yeah, nigga, you know what I do? I handle mines like that. But if you say to him, well, I seen you doing it right, trying to do it so and so and so on, he don't want to hear that. Because he's been programmed with a negative mentality. He only feed off the negativity. So I'm a gangster. That's the best life to live. If you try to teach him to do it from the right perspective in the black community, it's hard because now he got to come up against his peers. And his peers is looking at him and saying, nigga, you trying to walk right? Is you crazy? See, you can be gangster being right. But just use the right tools. I don't care what kind of mechanic you is. You're a mechanic. If I'm a mechanic and I fix cars and he's a mechanic and he fix wash machines, we both mechanics, we just use different tools. So it's all about how we use the tools that we have to help bring our community up out of the condition. But know for sure, to stay in the condition that we're in. That's why the prison system is based on monetary. And everybody is invested in the prison system because it keeps money going to the big powers, the corporations, that they ain't trying to see these young brothers not go to the juvenile detention center. It's from high school or junior high school right into the system of the police, the judicial system, because they make big money off of housing us and bedding us. $35,000 for each one of them young brothers down in the juvenile detention center every year. Over $50,000 to $70,000 for the older ones that's going to penitentiary. You think they want that to turn around?
No, and that's why they don't allow them to come home. That's why when they do those, they don't let them come home because they making millions and millions of dollars.
Absolutely. And if he go in there and he got a head on his shoulder that brought gangs together, they know that we want to keep him doing gang violence. We don't want him to bring black folks together in unity because, see, he got the power to do that. If you can bring them together in the negative, you can bring them together in the positive. But make sure that nigga stay doing it in the negative and never do it in the positive. Because if you do it in the positive, he gonna turn the black community around. And now, we won't be able to control him no more. So everything that we do, they steal it. They don't even steal it no more and hide it. They steal it right in our face now. We get a beautiful singer, a beautiful dancer, a beautiful entrepreneur, and they doing great things. They get rid of them, and they show a white person doing the same thing. When Muhammad Ali was great and doing what he was doing, who did they bring on the scene and steal Muhammad Ali's rap? Sylvester Stallone. They made a great white hope for us through television, and we started watching Rocky, playing Rocky, and we forgot all about what Muhammad Ali was doing from the real perspective, and this was television. Because they saying, you black folks are the greatest. But we can never let y'all recognize that, so we got to always keep something in the community to keep y'all down, to never get y'all up, so that way y'all never leave us. If we ain't even got to fight with white folks. All we got to do is say, just stay the hell out of our community, we going to stay out y'all. We don't have nothing to do with y'all. They going to beg to get back to you. Because they know that we can't do nothing without y'all, because we are the shadows that y'all lead the way with. Exactly. We wouldn't sit around and watch no damn white folks playing basketball all day long, because ain't no soul in the game. They got to have us in everything that they do. Because they know y'all are the source to it all. If you move the black man off the planet, you ain't got no planet. Exactly. But black folks don't know that.
When I lost my son, I was a paralegal downtown, and one of the reasons why I let that job go is because I watched how the white guys, lawyers, doctors, all judges, kids rape people, kill people, sold all type of drugs, and they came in there and paid them off, got their sons out of trouble. Gave them the right amount of money. They never saw a day in jail. They might have got arrested, but they got right out. But our kids, I watched a lawyer take $30,000 from this black couple for their son, and then they wouldn't even answer the phone for him. You know, so what all this is saying is that they cover, the white people cover up everything they do. They stick together. They give their children be rapists. They be like you said, drug addicts, drunks, but they cover it up and they teach their children to go to school. And no matter what you do, I don't care how much you're sleeping around or how much you're drinking and drugging, but they give them jobs. They make jobs for them. Us, we don't help each other. We just tear each other down, and nobody sticks together. And we just got to do better. We have to do better.
I want to comment right there with the piece the brother ended on. The leadership, like forever, every time we get a strong leader, and even on a small scale in the community, on a big scale, anytime, Martin, Malcolm, anybody that speaks up for us, that has any real power, that can move a crowd. When they saw Malcolm X move that crowd, that was real. That was too much power. They said it. They said, ain't no black man got no business having that much power. That was the most powerful statement in that movie. Because a black man can move his own people. He moved them with a finger point.
Without saying a word.
I mean, it was like fabulous. What? I'm saying that to you and the free thinkers. Like, it might get tough because you're changing the community. See, they might not like you. They love this. Who got killed in the gas station the other day? I was sitting in the parking lot right here watching the detectives, and it was one black officer for 2 hours that I sat there, and he got out of the coroner's van, the crime scene van. It was no black police in our community. That's dangerous. Nobody gives a fuck.